But we also wanted it to be historic, but we wanted the homeowners to also be fun and have a connection with.
Right,
so that
part
we
of the
could,
story.
Yeah, really explore, what a house means to them. So we went through a couple of different options. And
it was one of the things that was kind of hard, really, was that they said, okay, now go get us a house. And we were like... okay. So we were like, so on Halloween, actually, we got the call that we got the pilot episode, and they're like, all right, so go find us a house, or do you have a house? And we're like, okay, it's winter here. You know this, right? And so they were like, all right, can we start in January? Like,
yeah,
no,
they're in LA. They have no concept of
like,
New England winters.
And Felicia and I are just sitting there, we're like, it's going to be February to start. This is
the
worst time and the ugliest part of the any other time
even in Madison, Connecticut.
even if from December to March is like not pretty,
right,
any other time is great. And they wanted to start filming then, and we were like, okay, we'll try, but we couldn't. It was hard to find a house. We had to go to all these different houses and try to pitch this idea
and ask people if they really wanted to do that.
Correct,
right? And they were all a little skeptical. They were like, wait,
is this a reality thing? But HGTV is a lot better than something like
exactly.
The Bachelor, where we didn't even talk about that yet.
But we
do you guys watch that, by the way?
No.
Our producer used to work on it, right?
Yes, actually, she used to work on it.
Can't even. Okay.
She's funny.
So
I just see the memes of Colton jumping over the fence.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about. I just see the memes of it.
Okay, so just so we know, I don't watch it, but my daughter had a bunch of people over and made me watch it. I felt like I had to do something. She's leaving to college next year. I might as well dive in. I can't even. It's a bunch of women catfighting, and Colton, he just needs to go over the fence and go. Sorry. not a fan. Okay, go ahead, Bob. Bob's dying to do this. Go.
Colton. He is gone.
Colton!
Does anyone have any idea where he is?
Well, Travis, since you brought it up, I couldn't resist.
So that was him jumping. They were looking for him. I got
Oh, for God's, that show is
funny.
just something. Okay, anyway, so we'll move on. Okay, so you found the house, and the family or couple or...
Yeah, we kept coming back to them. They were actually... Travis grew up with Mike, playing baseball together. They both grew up in Madison, so Travis knew him, and they approached Travis even before we even knew anything about the TV show, about redoing the house. So, it turned into a perfect little project. It was a little house, very cute, had that amazing backstory that we didn't even know about when we first approached them. Her great-grandfather built that house.
Wow.
And the family had lived in that house through the generations. It hadn't been in anybody else's hands. So, just that alone was just such a cute story that it was fun to explore with them. But so then we finally landed on that house and pitched it, and that was in January. And we knew we were going to have to build an addition, which you can't really break ground in January for an addition because the ground is frozen solid. And then on top of that, we found out I was pregnant.
Oh, my.
So we told our producer, and she was like, okay, that's fine. About 3 months, we can probably hide it. And then we kept, last winter was awful. There was snow up until like mid-April. So we kept pushing it back. And finally I was like, there's no hiding this. Like, I am here and getting bigger. And she was like,
the baby is coming.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll just roll with it. But don't go into labor until we're done. And I was like, I'll try. I don't
You're like, out of all times of my life.
I was like, all right, we'll roll with this.
Travis is just staying the same, and
and I'm just pregnant on national TV.
Right, exactly.
Every time you come back from commercial break, I'm like 5 inches bigger. That was just...
But you're so cute, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
So that just added a little bit of extra to the show, right?
A little extra.
Well, and it was actually really interesting because, usually for, when we're doing some demolition in this house, she's usually right in there trying to, coordinate and things like that.
I love that stuff.
And that's a little bit of fun for
right.
her. Well,
I'm like the one, digging into the walls, and he's like, do not do that. There's, you're going to get hurt. And I'm like, I can see this.
So for the show, it was, you're I think you're almost 6 months pregnant at this point. And it was like, no, you get out of the house. You go sit in a chair outside because I don't want you in the house because we have masks and we have protective stuff, but you're pregnant. We don't. No, you can't
keep my baby out of this house.
Yes, exactly. Keep my baby safe and stay out of this house. So that was a little hard for her, but that was
I kept poking my head in and being like, ah. And he was like, get out of here.
Because it was like when we're doing some demolition, we found things in the wall. If you saw the show, we actually found these things inside the wall. These little pieces of a paper was in there, a library card was in there, little puzzle pieces were in there.
It's why would that be in there? They just put it in there like you said earlier?
This stuff actually fell down the wall from the second floor.
Okay. Those magazines were amazing.
Yeah, and then there were some
like 1940s magazines, like pre-Playboy, like they all had their clothes on.
It was a little raunchy, but
oh wow! Did you guys keep all that stuff?
We gave it back to the homeowners because it was part of their story of their house. It was her family's stuff.
A newspaper from the 1940s.
We never asked her. We were like, these scandalous little magazines. Was that your grandfather's? Like,
my grandfather was probably stuffing them in an area and he forgot about them. We find those all the times in old homes and ceilings and things like that. In older homes, when we take down ceilings and some walls and some back of closets that things forget about.
What was the wildest thing you ever found?
I mean, wildest thing was actually a French nudie magazine.
Oh boy!
Why was it French? Where did they get it? Did they travel to Europe and they came back with it? I don't know. That was pretty funny.
Something you don't want your mom to find.
Yeah.
So you shove it up in the ceiling.
Oh my word!
But I mean, then you can find some cool things like that. We actually, on some other houses, we found signatures of the builders on the inside of the sheathing.
Oh, that's cool.
So you definitely, when you pull things apart to renovate and bring back to life, you find some cool things. You find some some funny things like nudie magazines. You find some puzzle
Thank
pieces.
God there's no bodies, though.
No bodies. We haven't found bodies.
In the really older houses like ours, you can see the marks, the axe marks on the timber and things like that. And that's really cool because that's 300 years old. Oh, you could see the hand of somebody 300 years ago who built this house.
That went in the backyard, cut this tree down, and started making this beam for this house.
And
that's how they did it.
takes you back to this was somebody's home that they built with their bare hands. You have so much respect for that.
Forget HGTV. I'm going to come follow you guys around. I'm going to show up there with you guys. Bob, we're on our way, okay? Okay, we're going to do that. Okay, so back to, so how many hours a day did you film? Was it like straight or was it like sporadic?
They came out full crew came out three times.
Okay.
And
beginning, middle, and end.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was weekends and, nights. And then there was a camera guy who
lived out here for the whole 3 months.
Okay. Followed you guys around.
Yeah, so that when Travis it was mainly for the building and what Travis was doing so that, if they're putting together something or if something is going on at the house, he can be over there just to film it.
So like a lot of time-lapse cameras, a lot of, little things that you captured throughout the project that if you aren't prepared for, you're going to miss it.
Right.
In 12 weeks of a renovation is very fast. That's not a normal renovation. I was going
to say, don't expect that from Gulick and Company. They're not doing it in 12 weeks.
I had 15 guys in that house one time, and it's only about just under 2,000 square feet.
We swarmed
from
that house.
HVAC, from plumbers, electrical, and all my guys. Because I had a timeline, and HGTV has a timeline, which is fine. We can respect that, but it's going to require my guys and our subcontractors to be a little uncomfortable while working.
Yeah, so you guys really put some of your own personal life and work on hold.
It was definitely one of those things where I had to take away from normal job to concentrate on this. I had to be there filming, doing the work, with them. Like, all right, well, explain what you're doing.
Right.
Well, why? How do I explain? I just kind of normally do this. How do I explain?
Right. This is something that just comes natural to me.
Yeah, so it's not like it was kind of a weird.
He's not a big talker.
No, so
he seems to be doing great today. Now, give him a lot of credit.
Impressive. Yeah.
He's made for this.
Made for the radio.
So and what about you? Same?
I got to hang out a little bit less because my big portion of it was like right at the end. So he does his own thing and he builds it and I pick out the finishes.
The beginning when doing the design, it's saying this is how it's going to look, and then towards the end,
but then we literally had 24 hours to get all of the furniture in there.
Wow.
And to get everything set up, you know.
Were you picking this stuff out beforehand?
Yeah, I was working and picking the stuff out beforehand and making sure that, you know, it would fit in, but you don't really know until you see it in the space, you know. And I'm one of the, Travis always makes fun of me. I'm one of those people who will, like, walk up to a bookshelf and, like, move a candlestick an inch and then, like, sit back and look at it for 5 minutes and, like, decide
That's
if
why
I
she's
like
good
it.
at what she does.
But I, like, did not have the time for that. So, yeah, I mean, the last 3 days we were doing 12-hour filming days, and I was 8 months pregnant, and it was late July.
Oh, boy,
and
hot.
we were just, like, sweating and hot.
The last day before the filming was, and we had no AC in this house yet because there literally wasn't time to put AC in this house.
So we were coming back to do that after all the cameras left.
And so that
was 90
the day before the final reveal was, and it was the final reveal. They never saw the inside of this house. They could see the outside because they drove by it every once in a while. But
we had to shoo them off the property because her parents lived next door.
Yeah.
We were like, we would drive by and see them in the yard, and we'd be like, "Go back home." No, not allowed to see this.
But the final day was we got there at 7:30.
I woke up at 7 a.m. to go pick a bunch of flowers. And then I brought them over to the house along with, and then all the furniture arrived and all of the, you know, and then I saw the space and was like, oh, it looks a little empty. So then I had to pull like tons of antiques and decorative objects and art and things like that. So we were working, I think, 10 o'clock at night.
Do you have a storage place for all this stuff?
I need to get one.
Okay,
right now
our basement and our attic is pretty full.
Okay.
Yeah, but 10 o'clock at night, Travis looked at me and I was like working on something at the kitchen table and he goes, go home. He goes, you're 8 months pregnant and you're exhausted. Go home. And I was like, it's not done.
It's
he
not
was like,
done,
we'll take care of this.
And I had to shut it down because she was going to keep going and they were still filming things at this point. I'm like, no, we're done. Like, Felicia is tired. We have to be back here at 7:30 the next day.
But I was
you're
just
8 months pregnant, and it's like this is you know.
You probably got that
when I get on
energy.
a roll, I just keep going until it's done, and he knows that about me, which is why he was like, "Go home."
That's why I had to shut her
you
off.
Had to.
Because otherwise, I would have been there until 3 a.m.
That's a good husband and daddy.
Yeah.
See, he was already a good daddy before the baby came.
Yeah. And then the next day was the big reveal, which was so fun to see their faces when they walked into that house.
Well, because Stephanie, the homeowner, she knew the thing from, you know, the house from her as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she spent every Christmas and every holiday in that house. And then to see it become a totally different house but still have those memories in it was really... Cool. We tried to respect the history of the house.
So overall, the best experience ever?
Yeah,
the best journey?
Had so much fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work and a lot of time for that half-an-hour episode.
Yeah, okay. We're going to talk about what we think, what's next for you guys, and about that, we're going to take a very quick break. We'll be right back with Felicia and Travis Gulick. Their phone number is 203-996-6151. That's 203-996-6151. They restore, renovate, and preserve both antique and contemporary homes. They live in Madison, Connecticut, but they'll travel. We'll be right back right after this break. If you're going to buy or sell real estate in Greenwich, Connecticut, you need someone who is in the top 1% of all agents in Greenwich. Like Houlihan Lawrence's Angela Swift. Angela has 17 years of experience in real estate, and she lives with her family right here in Greenwich. She's also strongly involved in her community, co-chairperson of the Greenwich Hospital's Great Chefs, Greenwich High School Member Committee, and a Girl Scout troop leader, as well as board member with the local Red Cross, Kids in Crisis, and Community Answers. She is also a competitive marathon and triathlon runner. And now, for the first time ever, we are doing a series of live broadcasts from some of the most beautiful homes in Greenwich. Houlihan Lawrence's Angela Swift and myself will be going live on location all throughout Greenwich, Connecticut, to bring you everything from renovations to interior designs and more as we tour these acclaimed properties. And of course, if you're in need of a real estate agent, contact Angela Swift today at aswift@houlihanlawrence.com. Get lash extensions worth falling in love with. Longer, fuller lash extensions from Amazing Lash Studio in Stamford, Connecticut. Convenient, affordable, and fabulous. Look at me, I wear them. Their stylists will work with you to perfect the look you want. Their lashes are customized depending on the look you are seeking. From completely natural to dramatic to everything in between. Visit Amazing Lash Studio in Stamford, Connecticut. Book your appointment online at AmazingLashStudio.com, located in the Ridgeway Shopping Center. or call 203-635-2042. That's 203-635-2042. Blankwell,